But to somewhere allegedly, he take them to hotels, put them to the nice hotels, give them nice stipends. Allegedly, people, allegedly. Et then laissez moun sa vie cette lisi. Ou bakatana yin about Cornibert encore. You realize that the only set of people that people take advantage of in this country year after year after year is banana farmers. I've been hearing about this guy, and it has been nothing good about this man for years upon years upon years. Yes, people, one more time. Today I want to talk to you about a serious matter having to do with the banana industry and a situation that is affecting the finance of farmers and rural communities. You need to understand that when people sell bananas, that same money, they use that money in shops. They use that money to send their children to school and to do different things. And so when the farmers, the banana farmers I'm speaking of right now, when they are affected financially, it can affect the whole country easily. And so this is something that we really need to take into consideration. Now, I know that some of the people who listen to this broadcast and to this channel, anything that is very important, people they don't want to listen to it. I have observed that the most important things, the people of this country do not want to listen to it. Even things that will affect them financially in the long run, they don't want to listen to it. What people like for the most part is to hear about noise, bacchanal, who's sexing who, and things like that. That is what you all want to hear. But these things, like this particular situation, is very important, and all of us supposed to know and understand this situation at hand, because if it is not addressed, it can cause a lot of problems. Now, this man that you see on the screen there, that's a partner. His name is Bernard Cornibert. He's starring in that movie. I've been hearing about this guy, and it has been nothing good about this man for years upon years upon years. Now, what we have in St. Lucia is a situation where the farmers are part of the fair trade group, and so the fair trade group, which the farmers are shareholders of, they then sell the bananas to Europe through WINFRESH. So WINFRESH is the one that does the distribution, the marketing, and all of that. Now, if you have realized, or if you are listening to what's going on, you would have known that for around 5 or 6 different harvest, farmers have not received money in St. Lucia yet. And the reason for that is because WINFRESH, the company that fella you see on the screen, Cornibert, is the managing director of, that company is bankrupt, and this thing has been going on for a long time now. So what is happening is the government of St. Lucia does not want to see their farmers suffer. So the government of St. Lucia has pumped in, I think, probably at least $2 million to make sure that to help the farmers get paid, to kind of help the farmer situation. But WINFRESH is the one who's supposed to be doing that, and not the government. That's not the government responsibility. That is WINFRESH's job to do that. So basically, let me tell you something. This WINFRESH company has been manipulating mama guying and papi showing farmers for a very long time. Now, if you look at WINFRESH website, here's what they say. Imagine on their website, it says that WINFRESH is owned by governments of Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia, and Dominica. Imagine, these countries, they say, own WINFRESH. Zotan somewhere they are. Say gouvernement sa, you own WINFRESH. But at the same time, WINFRESH was not really buying all the bananas from these countries, because many times St. Lucia can send much more bananas than what they exporting, but WINFRESH will not buy will not take a lot of bananas from St. Lucia because they take a lot of bananas from Latin America. The reason why they take it from Latin America is because they get it cheaper. So if WINFRESH is owned by the government of St. Lucia, Grenada, St. Vincent and Dominica, why is it then that because of that one guy, Cornibert and his policies, that you're not buying your own country's bananas and you're buying from Latin America instead? What kind of thing is going on? What really, does that make any sense? Does that make any sense, people? That St. Lucia is one of the countries that own WINFRESH, yet still WINFRESH refused to buy all the bananas from thing. They buy a small amount of bananas from St. Lucia, and then they buy the bulk of their bananas from Latin America, from Santo Domingo and them places, because they're getting the bananas cheaper in those places. Now that is one of the reasons why. Anyway, let's backtrack. Do you know that one of the reasons that this company WINFRESH is in that problem is because of a lot of bad investments that they made? They're making good money in the bananas, but they decide to put the money into other things that don't really, that really ain't making sense. Things that are not even complementing bananas. They wanted to diversify. Okay. Do you remember one time in they had that thing in St. Lucia called H2O water? The H2O. Now, the thing is, I don't have bananas or anything like that. But because of my support for banana farmers, I refuse to buy that H2O water. I said to myself, if that same WINFRESH, our local banana farmers in St. Lucia, when a man can harvest 100 boxes of bananas, you're only buying sometimes 50 from them, and you're buying all your bananas from Santo Domingo. Why would I support a company like that that is squeezing my own farmers, my own people in my country? You're making them suffer, and I will buy that water. So I was one of those who was not buying that H2O water, and many people were not buying that water. You remember also, I think they tried to do something, a company where they were selling fruit juice. I think that thing started in St. Lucia, but I think they probably took that to St. Vincent, I think. And there's another business that they had in Grenada. So what they're trying to do is they're making it look like this, that they actually have businesses in these countries that they buy their bananas from. But all these investments that they're doing, these things are not working, because the real vibe, the real money is in bananas. Now, instead of taking this extra money to go and put into these things, into these other businesses, to say you're going in water and juice and all of that, why should that extra money, why don't you all buy more bananas from our local farmers? But you'll go and do these other things, and now these things come up belly up, and now for around 6 harvests, you cannot pay the banana farmers, and it's the government of St. Lucia now that have to try to bail out banana farmers. But these are the things that you do when you allow these guys to do what they want. Like this Cornibert guy. Man, I have heard farmers complaining for years about that Cornibert. Cornibert, let me tell you something. With the amount of things that I have heard farmers complain about concerning you, if a quarter of those things are true, Connie, it shall not be well with you, Connie. It shall not be well with you, Cornibert. If these things that these farmers are saying, if a quarter of them is true, Connie, it shall not be well with you. But let me tell you, there is a reason why these things are happening. You realize that the only set of people that people take advantage of in this country year after year after year is banana farmers. Why is that so? Why is it so that year after year people just take advantage of banana farmers? Tout moun qui vle moute koyo Saint Lucie, c'est en les banana farmers yo ka moute koyo. toute organisation, toute bagay qui vle fait, tout gouvernement qui vle propre koyo, c'est les banana farmers. Now, that shows you that there is something in these banana farmers that making them weak and vulnerable, that everybody can just take advantage of you every time. Now, let's look at the banana farmers. The people, I can tell you something. One of the worst meetings that you can go to is a meeting with banana farmers. I'm not just talking about all farmers, banana farmers. Because not all, some of the farmers, when they go to these banana meetings, people, you will be surprised at the amount of stupidity that you will hear from banana farmers. I mean, you will not go any other place, in any other sector, when you will hear people speaking against their own interests, like banana farmers would. There's a number of reasons why banana farmers are taken advantage of. As I tell you, some of them, not all, because there are some dynamite and good and wise farmers, banana farmers, people, but a lot of them, they have no argument. When they go into a banana meeting, they talk nothing sensible. Say, like, if the agenda is to talk about maybe inputs, they will come and quarrel and make noise about something that happened in 1960. The topic at hand, they're not interested in it. They always go against the grain and talk about something that has no relevance to the topic at hand. And the argument that they bring are things that make absolutely no sense. Now, some people may argue that the farmers are not educated, whatever. That is not an argument. Because there are countries where people are not educated and they make good progress in farming and everything. It is about your mind. It is about how much you want to advance yourself. Pas vin di mwen that ways on, ces farmers like I'm in a vie argument a meeting, c'est because you're pas ni education. That make no sense. There's a difference between wisdom and formal education. In fact, l'ani moun ki passe à même read, qui passe à même écrit, c'est mon nani wisdom qui ka fait pour gwe payer moun qui éduqué. So pas menen by ça about education, c'est pas ka fait pièce science. The farmers, the argument they making no sense. The other reason why I think people take advantage of farmers like that is because farmers get themselves too much entangled in partisan politics. Let's just say, for example, all right, let's say UWP is in power. And let's say there is something that is affecting farmers that need to be addressed. Half the farmer can do that parti moi qui en power whatever c'est qu'on sait pas partout qui en power ka dit ça. So you can faire un bail about partisan politics ou ça. You pas ka faire accorder c'est un bagay qui ka affecter nous toutes and address problem ça. You will watch how farmers behave in America, Martinique, Barbados and every place. They will address problems dealing with famine. But they will, even regardless of which party is in power, they will deal with the things that affect them. Me patiently see. Un parti moi qui en power. This, that. Les partis en power, nobody got this. Everything, for around half of them, they allow partisan politics to divide them where they get nothing out of their farming business. Now, the other reason people take advantage of farmers is banana farmers, and I'm talking about now. When you have these, sometimes you need representation. You need people to be on certain boards to represent you as a farmer. And a lot of times what happens is the farmers always want somebody that can make noise, a lot of noise with their mouths, but there's nothing in their heads. You vle moun ki just a fait des ordres, just fait des ordres avec bouche yo, blah 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 blah. The people that talk the loudest at a farmers meeting are the ones that they want to represent them. Sometimes these guys do not understand the industries. They do not understand nothing about politics. There are some of those about politics. They do not understand about representing the farmers group to supermarkets or anything like that. Some of these people, when they go to meetings, they cannot even speak proper English. But by virtue of the fact that these people can make a lot of noise in their mouths when they go to a farmers meeting, tout le monde garde monsieur wedi, monsieur baga bay blague, c'est monsieur nous voulons représenter nous. Un empty vessel ça. Un homme qui just ka faire des ordres bouchlés. And when they bring people, when he goes to a forum where there are people that can really speak, he cannot articulate not one thought. He cannot speak. He can't make not one sentence to represent you, the farmer. Mais just because live in a meeting figure exo, ka fait un chay des ordres bouchlés, ka fait des ordres, ka fretten moun. Ka fretten pour faire moun bagay. C'est qualité moun sa of le represent zoa. So see, that's another problem that the farmers have. You understand? Now another thing again that I think is causing farmers not to really check about their affairs and allow themselves to be manipulated, deceived by others is because a lot of these farmers, the banana farmers, they come from certain communities. And sometimes whatever we are, if we teachers or police or whatever, sometimes we are really the reflection of our communities. The people come from certain cultures and certain areas where all they do is study the affairs of other people. So they cannot really focus on their own affairs because their whole brain power is focused on things that have nothing to do with them. It is not uncommon to find some of these people like all they do is to concentrate on who's having sex with who's doing this and who's doing that in the community and other places. Things that have no business with you. Of what value it is to your farming enterprise, to your farm, to your money, to your bottom line, to know who in the savannah is having sex with who. And the other thing is a lot of them come from environments, cultures, and mentalities and ideology where they like to bear false witness. They hear something that's not even true, but they repeat it and they go and believe in all kind of stupidity. And the real truth of life that really affecting their lives, they do not do anything about it. So, principally, one of their main problems is they spend a lot of time thinking and meditating and talking about a lot of stupidity that does not help them. So the real affairs of the industry, the banana industry, of which they are a part, they do not have any strength or brain power to think about those things because too much of their time and their thought is spent on foolishness from their community that does not help them. So for that matter, you get them being a very weak set of people that cannot represent their interests properly. So when you have a meeting with farmers, when they meet with ministers of government, ministers of agriculture, or the prime minister, or they get a supermarket representative from Europe come to talk to them, they have nothing to say because their mind is polluted with the garbage that they see and hear in the community. Their mind is preoccupied with who having sex with who is doing this, who's doing that, and they cannot even articulate a thought and an idea to bring their industry forward. So they spend a lot of time talking and thinking foolishness. They can't represent themselves. That is why you have people like Cornibert for years upon years manipulating farmers in this country. Now, another reason you get the farmers being in that situation where their whole livelihood is being taken away from them, being trampled with, is because the people that we have, sometimes we send what we consider our best people to represent us in England to see what is happening with WINFRESH. So they go to England and then they meet Mr. Cornibert. There have been people that the government send to England to represent the interests of farmers to see what is going on over there. There have even been probably people in government, Minister of Agriculture, that they sent to England to see what is going on over there. But it is really public knowledge now, especially among people that know about farming and banana culture, that when the people go to England, Mr. Cornibert will take good care of them, buy nice clothes for them, put them in nice hotel, give them very nice stipends, nice packages, take good care of them. And these guys that were making all that noise in St. Lucia, when they come back, you don't hear nothing from them again, because allegedly Mr. Cornibert has taken good care of them. But to somewhere though, allegedly, he take them to hotels, put them to the nice hotels, give them nice stipends. Allegedly, people, allegedly. Et then laissez moun sa vie cette lisi. Ou baka tanan yin about Cornibert encore. So these are some of the reasons you see these farmers end up in a situation where they sell their bananas and they can't get money. Because you have one man just doing foolishness. You have just one man, Kahashi Coupe England, and he does whatever he wants. And as I let me remind you, on their website, on WINFRESH website, it says WINFRESH is owned by the governments of Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia and Dominica. But yet still, when the governments of St. Lucia and wherever send their representative there to see what's going on, all of them come back quiet, and nobody never talk again. Now, here's the punchline, people. Let me tell you something. We have a responsibility to look out for the farmers. Let me tell you something, people. When teachers and others are campaigning and protesting for increases, we all in this country are, for the most part, always in solidarity and support for the teachers and others to get their increases. Everybody knows the work of a teacher, and people want the teachers to get paid. The teachers that you see there, our teachers, they feed children. They take their own money to buy things for children because they cannot see their children come to school and they do not have the necessities. And so it hurts the feelings of the teachers, and so the teachers spend their money to buy things for these people. So all of us have been in solidarity with the teachers. But it seemed to me that when the farmers are having problems, it doesn't seem like other people, other teachers and other lawyers and other people, it doesn't seem like they come in solidarity with the farmers. The farmers, there are people that have harvested bananas around 5-6 times and they have not been paid yet. And all that time, they have to pay the people who carry the bananas. They have to pay the people who box the bananas. They have to pay all their workers. But for 6 harvests, they have not been paid yet. But the teachers need to realize that these same farmers and all of us have always been in solidarity with them when they wanted more money. But where are the professional people when the farmers are in trouble? Where are they to come in solidarity with the farmers? A lot of professionals, teachers, lawyers, nurses, all of them, it was farmers and farming who paid schooling for them. But now when farmers are in problems, it seems like the professionals are not in solidarity with the farmers. In places like America and those places, lawyers, they know that some of them, it is farming that really helped them become lawyer. So when farmers have problems, sometimes they take the cases even for without money and they represent the farmers. But in St. Lucia, boy, every man for himself and God for us all. Once it comes for the farmers, farmers support every other set of people. But when farmers are in problems with our money, the lawyer don't care, the teachers don't care, nobody cares. That Cornibert fella, I have been hearing about him for a very, very long time. And I can go deeper into this situation, because all the information is there. All the facts is there. You understand? All the information is there. All the facts is there. But I want for a lawyer or lawyers or a law firm to look into this matter for the farmers. So those of you who are listening to this tip, I want you all to send this tip to a lawyer or the lawyers or a group of lawyers to see how they can look out for the interests of the farmers in that situation, or how they can advise the farmers in that situation. But that Cornibert man have been doing things for a long time with impunity. Cornibert, there's a guy in America, when he dealing with people like Cornibert, he will say, your mother should be embarrassed and your father should have pulled out. And Cornibert, I'm telling you that your mother should be very embarrassed with you, Cornibert, and your father should have really pulled out, Cornibert. Keep the fire burning, people. See how you can help the farmers. Show some interest in the situation and the plight of the farmers. Keep the fire burning.